All right, mic check, mic check. Want to make sure everybody can hear me. All right, mic check, mic check. Want to make sure everybody. What's up, everybody? This is a test. This is my first time streaming live. Okay, making sure I'm not double feeding. Okay, I appreciate that, Linda. Appreciate it. I'm sure, like most of you, you have heard it's already been announced. Melody has made the decision to finally leave Love and Marriage in Huntsville. Appreciate it for everybody coming on in. This is my first live, y'all. Very first live, because y'all know me. I'm always recording, so I'm trying to I plan on getting out of that element so I can start interacting personally more with each and every one of you. Okay, so this is my first time streaming, so um if it's a little off, like I said, I'm gonna need grace today because I've never streamed live before, so I'm just kind of figuring out my way a little bit and just kind of seeing how to stream. Okay. All right, so let me see here. Okay, it's not letting me share anything. That's kind of strange. Okay, because I wanted to do what's up always that girl. I wanted to do something where I actually could have had um I wanted to drop like a link type thing so I could have had people coming in and actually interacting with me because I know like all of you, we seen this come a long time ago. It was only a matter of time. And I don't know about y'all, but this is not a sad day for me. I'm very happy that she finally made the decision to leave Love and Marriage in Huntsville. I don't see it as a loss. I see it as peace. She'll finally get the peace that she deserves. All this being tormented and antagonized is just going on long enough. It's gotten too far. It's really gotten out of hand. So I'm glad she made the decision to put aside what everybody else was thinking or what everybody else was going to feel, and she decided to finally step out on faith and say, you know what, enough is enough. Okay, let's see. So I want to try to share my screen, but it's not letting me do that, so that I'm going to have to figure out how to do. So in the meantime, in between time, I did want to just give my intake on Melody finally leaving the show because this was a long time coming. Like I said, it done got too far out of hand. And there's no way you can be at peace when you're working in a hostile environment. Like me, I'm sure all of y'all witnessed how they was bullying Melody. We've witnessed all year round how they made her pain the main storyline. We've witnessed that. It's funny how the other cast members did not have to be transparent about their marital issues. The other cast members, Kimmy and Maurice and Tisha, Tissue and Marceau, everybody else had the privilege of selective sharing. Melody was the only one who kept it 100 and put all of her marital issues out there. And what they did was Carlos had the show centered around um, basically Melody's pain. Nobody else had to really share what they was going through. And to me, that totally defeats the purpose of having what's called a reality show when you're really not showing your reality. and they have gotten away with murder. The whole cast has gotten away with murder. Thank you always, that girl, for the $2 donation. Big ups to Linda Gamble, to my mods entering into the chat room. Again, this is my first live. Um, I'm gonna have to learn how to share the screen when I go live because I want to share some video clips with y'all. But apparently I am going to have to I guess work on that part. So until then, until I figure it out, yeah, you'll just be seeing this. So um basically, y'all, in my opinion, I'm happy for her because it's been too much. It's been entirely too much. There is no way you can work peacefully in an environment when you are in the environment of a lot of snakes. Mel was in a snake pit. Okay. Even Ray Charles can see that Mel was in a snake pit. Everybody was coming against her. And what makes it worse is when it's your own boss or when it's your own business partner that's enabling other people to have the advantage and to have the room and upper hand and being able to antagonize you. Because basically, in my opinion, first of all, Martell and Melody was the power couple when the show first started out originally. Okay. Now I know it's hard to even phantom that as of right now because we've witnessed Martell. And if y'all didn't catch my upload yesterday, I did an upload in which I personally put together all the clips in which Martell kept showing his true colors. So that if you didn't check out yesterday's content, make sure y'all do that because I had to take a trip down memory lane because a lot of people have forgotten what Melody went through. A lot of people have forgotten all the disrespect she took off of Martell. A lot of people have forgotten that. So because a lot of people have forgotten about what Melody really went through, they're not understanding why Melody wants nothing to do with Martell, why she doesn't want to really deal with him. A lot of them couldn't understand that. They couldn't fathom that. But if you look back and reflect on all of what she's went through, it's definitely going to make perfect sense as to why Melody made the decision to leave that marriage. So, in case y'all didn't know, Ariane Air Mattress has already put it out there that the tables are turning. So she is milking this. Ariane Air Mattress is milking the fact that Melody is leaving. Because let's face it, Ariane was intimidated by her anyway. Um, Allegedly, Tisha also threw some shade on her Instagram as well. So you can tell they're kind of like milking it right now. But this is the thing where they're not understanding is Melody is who made the show. Melody is who made the show. And like I mentioned earlier, when I was on Caramel Rail's platform, I talked to her for a bit. Shout out to Caramel Rail. As I had mentioned, the show was already on life support and they kept trying to resuscitate it with these storylines, not storylines, story lies, because everybody was lying. The only person really on that show who kept the truth for the most part was Melody. Everybody else lied about their marital issues. Kimmy lied about being a side chick. Everybody on that show was given the option to lie. Melody, on the other hand, she was the only one who had an authentic storyline in which she was very transparent about everything. And the thing about it was, Martell was going to make it to where she was not going to have much choice but to put it out there because the stuff that Martell was doing, you can't protect your marriage when your significant other is out here doing loud sugar honey iced tea. You can't protect it. How can you protect the image of your marriage when your significant other is impregnating other females? So it's all Martell's fault, whether he wants to believe that or not, where the disrespect started. Because when they first came on the show, like I said, they was the power couple. They was the it couple. And they had a lot of cast members that was already envious of them. Kimmy and Maurice, they wanted to be that power couple. Marceau and Tisha especially wanted to be what they thought Martell and Melody was. They wanted to fit that epitome. They wanted to be that power couple. Melody was making boss moves. She had all kind of real estate businesses going on. She was, in her entrepreneurship era, and what she was making a lot of boss chick moves. Okay. And unfortunately, this gave Martell a lot of room to fornicate and go out there and do things without outside the marriage that he should not have been doing. Because instead of Martell being on the grind with Melody, hustling, coming up with more creative businesses, he decided to go out there and sling peen. Thanks again, always that girl for the $2 donation. That's what he decided to do. Okay. So Martell is the reason that marriage failed because he had everything that a man could possibly want. He had a beautiful wife who had the smarts of a scientist, a woman who was of prestige, class, and grace, beautiful children. Like I said, he had everything, and he decided to sacrifice that over a bed bug, over succubus, over the female demon. And let me tell you something. Now that Melody has left the show, things are going to continue to unravel. I guarantee you, Martell is not happy that Melody left this show. They're going to act like they are happy, but I'm going to tell y'all now, they aren't really happy with Melody leaving. We'll put it this way. If they are happy, let me say this. If there's any slight type of happiness, it's only because Martell thinks that this may give Arion Air Mattress leverage to be able to come onto the show. If there's any kind of happiness, it'll be off the strength of that. Tisha, on the other hand, if there's any type of happiness, is because she feels like finally, okay, the spotlight get to be on her. So if there's any type of rejoicing, it's only because they feel as if the threat will be gone. Because Melody was the one who was making the show hot. Okay, so a lot of the times when your competition is outshining you, you want your competition to exit. That way, that gives you more room to finally get the shine you wanted. So instead of the snakes, okay, I don't call them the Scots, I call them the snakes. Instead of people learning and at least being inspired, instead they became intimidated, right? So as I stated, when the show originally aired, Martell and Melody was that power couple that the rest of the castmates on that show was envious of. Nobody can convince me that the Scots was not envious of Melody and Martell. They was, because if you think about it, remember, she was the one who put them on. She brought them on her show. Okay, so don't think that haters won't join you just to mourn you. Okay, in other words, your own haters, they will join you when you put them on something, and they can't wait till something goes wrong or something, occurs in which you can no longer be a part of that. And that is where the enviousness makes them rejoice that you're gone. Okay, so it's a double-edged sword, but this is the thing about it. I don't think Martell is going to be happy because Martell is used to having Melody there to torment. Okay, and even though they may feel like, okay, Melody's gone, now we can run the show how we want to, now the attention be on us, it's actually going to make things more difficult for them. Because my thing is, what other storylines do y'all have? And we already know the Scots, y'all don't like being transparent. Are y'all going to keep showing us the Never Never Land, the house that you've been building on since the 70s? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, what are they going to be able to add to the show that's going to keep everybody interested? Because if you think about it, most of the show was surrounded upon them dragging Melody. Every storyline, everything Tisha, Kimmy, and all of them talked about, they always talked about Melody's problems. If it wasn't Melody, they was talking about Martell. If it wasn't Martell, they was talking about Air Mattress. The whole show centered around Melody's pain. because that was the Scots way of crowding out of having to share any of their marital issues. Every conversation, and to be honest with y'all, I've been stopped watching the show. I've only been watching like the content creators who do intakes on it because the show been the show I've been lost my interest from the show because everything just kept centering around them talking about Melody. Exactly, always. They had absolutely nothing to talk about. Now, she wouldn't talk about when Marceau went to Africa. Okay, she ain't talked about that. They didn't want to talk about these sneaky link ups that the Scott brothers was doing with Martell. How come there was no storylines with Tisha confronting Marceau about his affairs, or why they didn't talk about the lawsuits? There was 1,000 things going on in their personal life that they could have brought to the show. But Carlos, being a python that he is, he made sure he treaded lightly with the Scots. Carlos had a lot of grace with the Scots. A lot of grace. He made sure not to blast them. He made sure to give them the advantage in choosing what they want to share. And that's not how a reality show is supposed to go. You don't pick and choose. Whatever your reality is, that's what needs to be displayed. See, that's why reality shows today aren't progressing like they should. Because people is scripting the shows, they picking and choosing what parts of their life they want to share. And to me, if you're picking and choosing the parts of your life that you want to share, then where's the damn reality in it? There's no reality. How long are we going to just focus on y'all talking about the same cast members? All right. Let me see. Just one moment, y'all. One second. Hello? Yeah, you got 200 lemon involved. Yeah, I can set it now. Okay. All right, I'm setting it now. Okay, it's there. All right. Okay. Okay, back. Sorry about that. I had a call. All right, so back to my point indeed. The show was only surviving off of them humiliating Melody. That's how the show was surviving. Okay. Other than that, the show really didn't have nothing to, didn't have a leg to stand on. So my thing is this: now that Melody has exited and has left and has departed the show, what the hell do we have to look forward to? Because to be honest with you, the show was already falling off. A lot of people stopped watching. I, for one, I haven't watched the show in like years. I only watched like one or two, a few episodes here to give my intake on it. And even then, I still never watched the show. I will go on YouTube because I just refused to support them because I knew what Melody went through. So I never actually watched the show. So any numbers they got, it wasn't from my household because I never watched the show. I would always catch uploads on YouTube or wherever else, or I would watch content creators give their intake on it. But I've been fell out of love with the show. Once Martell started pulling all the fuckboy shenanigans, I lost all of my interest right then and there. You did too, always, that girl? Because I know I did. Once this man kept stepping out all over the place, you know, with his trash bag, I gave up right then and there. The fact that Martell kept going to court, beating the charges, and was given these charges. Well, he didn't really beat the charges. He went to court concerning him, but he never really beat the charges. They didn't really drop the charges, right? And everything that Martell had been accused of with the domestic violence, the one in which you're making contact with the victim, which was Melody, and he wasn't supposed to. Carlos kept him anyway. The fact that they kept allowing Melody to be disrespected over and over and over and over. I been gave up on the show. I gave up on the show long time ago. So my thing is this: now that Melody is exiting, what are y'all going to have to stand on from this point? What's up, Alicia? How you doing? Yes, yes, exactly, Alicia. Yeah, I had to basically do a run back because a lot of people really, really forgot. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't watch YouTube. So on Facebook, there's a lot of women that are dragging Melody. They're dragging her to shreds. They're saying she's bitter. They're saying she's angry for no reason. But that's only because they have not been keeping up with the show. They really don't know. They only been catching pieces here and there. So that's why I had to do that breakdown, and I have put all those parts, those different clips together to make people really understand what Melody really went through. So that's what I was saying earlier, was that Melody was the only storyline. That's all Tisha brought up. Every time Marceau, Maurice, and the guys got together, that's all they brought up to Maurice. And I'm like, y'all acting like y'all wasn't smashing and passing with Martell. Y'all sit up here being low key about, you know what I'm saying, about y'all fuckboy shenanigans, but y'all kept the highlight on Martell. And I would say all of that was Martell's fault. And when Martell finally got sick of it, because now they started riding on him and stopped riding on Melody, then that's when he started going after Marceau. But everything centered around Martell and Melody's marriage. That's all they talked about. They talked about Martell cheating. They didn't talk about Marceau cheating. They talked about Ariane Air Mattress without really saying her name, but we knew who she was as a side chick. But everybody forgot Kimmy is a side chick too. All right. Okay. So Carlos has been protective of the other cast members. With Mel, it was no holds bars. But for some strange reason, he got an alliance out the ass with the Scotts. I don't know if the Scotts got something on him or know something or whatever the case is. But this is what I know about a toxic work environment. And that's why I say, and that's the reason why I'm going live, because I can resonate a lot with why Melody is making the decision to leave. Because it's like this: when you're working in a toxic environment, and your boss, is one thing if your co-workers are snaking you. That's a different level of betrayal, because they don't have a lot of authority to a degree. But when your own business partner, someone that you're in business and partnership with, or someone that has some type of authority, has rank over your position, when they become an enemy, you better watch out, because now you become the target of the toxic environment. What's up, May May? Appreciate y'all for coming to my first live. It's going to be a little choppy, y'all, because it's my first time doing it, but I'm going to be going live more often because I don't interact with y'all enough, and I know that's something that I need to start doing because y'all support me a lot. But I had to come in live on this one because with Melody's departure, this warranted me actually going live and having to address this. The show would have been such a great show if they wasn't the Great Pretenders. Absolutely. If everybody would have just kept it real and everybody would have shared that Melody wasn't the only one married to a fuck boy, the show would have been successful. I would have liked Tisha to be more transparent about her issues with Marceau. I would have liked Kimmy to be more transparent about her issues with her marital issues with Maurice. And the things they was sharing, it was mediocre. Okay, big deal. Maurice still wanted sex with you, even though, allegedly you had this cancer and all that's going on with your body. Okay, what about the other issues? What about how did y'all really met? What about how Kiowa really thought her and Maurice still was working on their marriage? And you, on the other hand, Kimmy, that's why I call her Kimmy the Frog, because Kimmy is always, like they got Kermit the Frog, I call her Kimmy the Frog, because Kimmy is always jumping from one thing to the next. We've seen Kimmy straddle the fence more than the Mexican trying to make it into the United States. So I agree with that, Alicia. May says, see, Carlos seen the money bag and mail and Martell, so he kept the focus on them. But little did he know that he slipped would never ever show in it have. Y'all, I can't read today, but I get exactly what you say, man. But I'm gonna read that again. See, Carlos seen a money bag and mail and Martell, so he kept the focus on them. But little did he know that he's slipped whatever show and it have. Exactly. I agree. He was so asphyxiated on views. He was so asphyxiated on the audience, and he didn't give a damn about throwing Melody up under the bus. And the bad part is the whole time while him and Mel was sitting down together, um, um, discussing the way the show was going to be orchestrated, while they were sitting there discussing what scenes, what storylines. The whole time Carlos' agenda was he was going to try to sabotage Mel to the best of his ability. That's what it was all about from the beginning. Listen, a person could be sitting right up there planning right along with you. Listen, they can plan with you and be plotting against you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'll say that again for those in the back. Somebody can plan with you and be plotting against you. Okay? So, on that note, don't think because y'all done set up here and had all these wonderful ideas. The whole time, Carlos already knew what he was going to do. And what it was, Melody gave everybody on that show the benefit of a doubt. Just about everybody on that show. She tried to look out. She tried to see the good in everyone. She tried to give everybody a fair chance to prove that they was going to show themselves different. But I'm gonna let y'all know this: the last episode when she went to Nell's renewal or wedding, whatever you want to call that, when she sat way on the other side and she wouldn't even sit on the same row with Martell and Kimmy and Maurice, I knew right then and there she had already made her peace. I'm done. I'm done. Because, see, actions speak louder than words. The fact that she didn't sit near them, sit by them, Melody didn't even sit on the same side. Think about it. For her to sit on the opposite, she had already come to the conclusion that I'm over it. I'm done. I'm gonna see if I could add my mom in with this call because me and her was talking about this. Let me see if I can add her in because my mom has some really good points too. Let's see if I can add my mom in.
Yeah, hello.
Hey mom, I got you on blast right now because I'm going live. So I just want to get your opinion on the situation surrounding Melody's departure, because you brought up a lot of good points earlier, and I wanted you to kind of elaborate on why you think it's a good idea that Melody has finally decided to depart from the show.
Well, I think, Melanie has, a whole lot of other projects that she's going to begin to bloom in. And
Hmm.
sometimes, like a plant, in order for it to bloom, You got to give it room. And I think that's just going to be part of, what's ahead for her. I really think she's going to flourish a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that the show is somewhat a distraction to her. She may not
Yes.
have tried to allow it to be, but she's only human. And so only so much you can deal with when you're human. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the show is best for her. I do believe she
Mm-hmm.
will flourish. She will bloom big time. I really believe that. And
Mm-hmm.
if she's thinking positive and she's going for what's positive, the show at this point is in a negative state right now.
It
I
Are
don't see
you
is.
it
worried that
long
using
term
your
happening
home
on the show.
address for
There's
business
nothing
puts your
else on the show
privacy at risk?
for her. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing else that she can get from the show. Not nothing positive. Everything is negative. And I've heard her still on a positive path. I think she should move on. I'm glad she did.
Yes, yes, and because like I was sharing with my viewers, and big ups to everybody coming in the chat. I got my mom on the phone, and so far, mom, they saying yeah, you have to let go of the bad in order to receive something good. So yes, everybody's on the same page with you, and I totally agree with that. But I really feel like once Martell disrespected that marriage, the show pretty much went from sugar to shit.
Well, Melanie been outgrown. She been outgrew the show. She been outgrown the show. She been
Mhm.
outgrown it. So I don't know if she was just hanging around to make sure when she make a move that she was doing the right thing. And I believe she's outgrown everybody on that show
She has.
because now most of them are some of them they're going into gossiping and repeating stuff and bringing up, all kind of
Yeah.
things. They're still bringing up her and Martell, and that's been 5 years ago. And Martell is in most of the settings where Melanie is. Not as many settings as he was, but even if he's in one or two settings, it's still enough to abrupt her thoughts and the way she want to handle herself. So, right now,
Mhm.
Martell is definitely negative, very negative. He's a negative period. And so,
Mhm.
he brings negative energy. And you can tell Mel don't feel good when she's around him. She doesn't feel
Mhm.
good. She don't feel good about being around him. And
Mhm.
basically, I believe she's been tolerating the cast for a long time.
Yeah,
She's been tolerating.
she's definitely been tolerating. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come in. I appreciate it. I'm live with Mama Mocha. This is my mom's. We always chat like this on the regular. So yeah, back to what you were saying, moms, about as far as the
I think
yeah.
she's outgrown all the cast. She's outgrown her place on the show. She's definitely outgrown Martell. Martell is still sitting back. He's trying to keep her back 5 years ago. He's trying to
Yes.
keep her back there. And
Mhm.
she's struggling to move on. She's moving on, but she can move on, I believe, at a quicker pace, not being with that cast anymore. She's outgrown all of them. She's outgrown Kimmy, all
Mhm.
of them. She just outgrown them. And the new cast they have that's on there now, most of them are negative, and most of them are friends with Martell.
You ain't
So
lying. That's the biggest thing.
there's definitely no room on there for her.
You
She don't need
right.
to be. She don't need to be in that environment because no matter where she is, there's always somebody negative in her setting, somebody who's against her in her setting, or somebody who's
Mhm.
Martell friend. So it's
Mhm.
almost like Martell being there when he's not there, because everything about her gets back to him.
Mhm.
So I'm glad she quit the show. I do believe she'll bloom from here. She'll really take
Absolutely.
off. Things will really take off for her.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Now, my next question for you is too is okay, once okay, well she's already made her decision that she's going to depart. What do because I think this too. I think that I don't think they're going to be as happy as they think because the show it seemed like the show only was surrounded around them making Melody's life the main storyline. So like what the hell is it they're going to be able to talk about from this point? Like
Each other boring ass, dry ass lives. Each other troubled ass lives. That's what they're gonna talk about because they're already stirring stuff up among each other now. That's not even, you know,
mhm.
and Melanie, she made the show. Her and Martell did make the show. He's still trying to make the show. He can't make it without Mel, and he won't
Mm,
either. So right now, like I
That's right.
what they'll do at this point is they just turn on each other like, like they did Melanie. They just turn on each other. So that's the way.
Yes. Yes, because being that they built a friendship off of something, being one thing about it, when demons try to travel in packs, it's bound for destruction. And because that's the only way y'all can find loyalty is by dragging one person. Y'all got to come together to drag one person. Some of the comments in here, woman of strength, hello, happy to see you live, love your commentary, appreciate you for being here. Yes, y'all, I had to go live on this one. May says, see, Martell thinks if he can only talk to her, she would give him another chance. See, when a person feels you stoop too low, they're done with you. It's no coming back. Absolutely. And Alicia says, I don't care now. They had an opportunity to tell their story. I don't care. Absolutely. I mean, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Nobody wants to see the show is dead now. Might as well let's just make funeral arrangements for the show. It was on life support, but now we can go ahead and get the obituary ready.
I do believe when
Yeah.
she went to Miss Mel,
Renewal.
renewal, I
Yes.
think that broke everything for right there. I think it was way too much for her. She fell alone. She had already separated herself
Right.
mentally and emotionally and finished off. And I think she made the right move by leaving the show. Martell with his fake hair, he will always be fake. And he'll always be tight minded like his suits are. There ain't no break to him. And then he's sitting there talking about, oh, I wish, I do miss being married. I guess 5 years from now, I'll make up my mind. Or what. It's just saying that he really took this thing so far. He took it so far to they're not even friends anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not, nobody on that show is her true friend. Nobody that
Absolutely.
is her friend.
I agree, and and everybody who's coming in the comment section is agreeing 100% with everything you saying. Everybody who's just coming in, I'm actually live with my mom. She's also a strong supporter of Melody, and we thought it was imperative that we went live today to basically definitely wish Melody the best on all her endeavors because it's only up from here. Lee Pepper says even with her not being there, they are still going to talk about her watch. Oh yeah, we know they will.
I told you that earlier today. I said she's still going to be talked about regardless. But I bet you one thing. I bet you they won't be able to contact me on my phone. I guarantee you, they'll got a whole other phone number because Martell can't even contact this up. Everything. I don't think she's going to look back on that show. I think she's going to keep going forward. It's true if she don't write a story in her life. That show is a part of the will be a part. It will be in the story because that is a part of her life. But as far as her looking back and dwelling on, I think she did truly finish. And I think
Hmm.
Martell, he's gonna suffer even more that she's not there, where he can't torment her
That's
anymore.
what I was saying too. Hmm.
I think he's really blown that she walked like she did, and she can do that. She walked like she did. Now she's truly left for you.
Oh yeah.
Now what?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now you won't even have that much because you was using the show. Because he had a restraining order and all of that, so he was using the show as a way to still have some type of access to her. And see, Carlos was aware of all of that. And the sad part is, every last one of them, I can't even name one person on that show who I can say genuinely had her best interest. How can you work? And I give her props for hanging in there this goddamn long. Because to me, if I'm working in a certain place or a certain environment and I got one person riding me too much, I'm already looking for an exit. So the fact
Well,
that she hung in there for a long time, that's a lot of
like
strength.
she said, she already had this incentive. When God say go, then go.
That's right.
And God didn't tell her to go
Yeah,
at
yeah.
at different point in time. He might have told her now. So she's following. She calls herself following. What God
Of
is saying to
course.
her. And so
Of
that's
course.
probably why it all come out in the end. Why God kept her there so long? Why He gave her the patience. She got to see the side of everybody. That's for sure.
That's for
She
sure.
don't have to second guess it. She don't have to second or third guess. Well, maybe I took that wrong. Maybe Kimmy didn't mean it like that. Or maybe
Right.
she saw straight up. She stayed there long enough because they did it more than one time.
Yeah, so she should
So she
was
waited
yeah.
and got her confirmation. And once God gave her confirmation, she made a move. And I'm glad she did. Now I ain't got to be stuck with their asses either. I ain't got to look at show no more be stuck with them either because I was dragging because Mel was still dragging.
Yes, Lord. And I think the only reason the majority of us was holding on to that show was because of Mel, because we knew she produces it, and we really was looking out on the strength of her. And the Scots, which I call the snakes or whatever, everybody was just capitalizing. They just capitalized off of Melody all the way
That show
around.
got the balls to come out in them marriages on their own and move on their own, but like Mel did. None of them don't have the balls. Jimmy, none of them. They don't have the balls. Even the new female, she's still holding on to her
Trish,
ragged ass husband.
Trish.
Yeah, yeah, still holding on to her ragged husband. So
Hmm.
Mel had, she the only one that had the nerves and the balls, and I think she prayed about it a lot, and that's why she had so much strength to just keep moving. Because Martell was a hell of a pain. He's a hell of a drug for a woman too to get stuck on him.
Yes.
And drugs bring a lot of pain.
Yes. And we gonna talk about that Arion air mattress too. A woman of strength says that's right. God told Melody to be still and know that I am God. Watch me work. Yes, we got to move on God's timing. We can't move when other people say.
And I always tell you and the rest of my kids, I said, let me tell you something. When you don't understand, when you understand it, it's man. When you do not understand why things go away, that's God.
That's right. Hmm.
You understand when you understand that's man. When you don't have an understanding with it, that's because God making a move. And he just had her hang in there and
Hmm.
gave her confirmation. Now she ain't gonna look back. She's not gonna look
As
back.
exactly. And I think some. Oh yeah, go ahead, Mom. You can finish.
Because, I think Melanie, she's thinking about, first of all, there's a Mocha Martell. She's finally came to that. And she was with this man for a long time, and she was in love with this man.
Yes.
And sometimes, let's say, if you've been married 13 years to a man, sometimes it takes 13 years damn near to get over him. But she
Yeah.
gone through it, she looking at her kids are getting bigger. She don't want to drag her kids through this mess. The kids are getting bigger, and Martell is no good to her life, period. He's not
Hmm.
bringing nothing to it. And the whole set now is negative. And Carlos is number one negative. He's all about a dollar. I think Carlos is a little Martell anyway. That's just my
Well,
opinion.
Mom, you've been saying that for years. Yeah, listen, everybody. My mom swears, and well, I'm gonna say allege that Carlos and Martell done got it in at some point. She just won't let it go, y'all. I've been trying to deliver her from that thought, and it's just not
I just
happening.
think Martell don't want him. That's what I think. Like she don't really want Ariana either.
Now,
She's the air mattress. He can go lay down on her. That's about it.
y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Now, let me ask you this. Now Ariana's doing all this praise and worship. And she's doing her praise dance right now. She's on Instagram saying, a matter of fact, I screenshotted the goddamn thing. I'm gonna tell you exactly what she said. So of
So she's
course,
gonna bring it down now.
yeah, she's doing the praise dance.
Bring dance too, yeah.
Yeah,
Doing that too.
yep. So this is what she says. Well, she's always posting subliminal stuff. When them tables turn, don't lose your appetite. Eat that shit like I had to. Now, what the hell is she talking about?
I don't know, and she don't know either. And somebody probably gave her that subliminal message. I don't think she knew. Well, I think somebody gave her that. I really do.
Yeah,
Because
look like something she found from somewhere. Yeah.
yeah, she found it from somewhere. I don't know where she found it from, but she is with the shit that she's gonna eat, and that's what I tell.
Exactly, exactly. And a couple of people been talking about that too. That she's still hanging in there because for whatever reason, Ariana Air Mattress thinks that she has a prize.
There's really nowhere else for her to go. There's really nowhere else for her to go. And if she
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Oh, well, look, well, little Chucky, little screaming demon. I don't. I guess he getting his medication. I'm not sure. I guess I'm not sure how that's going. But hmm already gonna come back. Absolutely. And sometimes too, when people think, a lot of the times when people think they're relieving you, that's really God delivering you. You have a and the thing about it is, they're not understanding this is a conversation that took place between Melody and God. Okay, they're not looking at it from a spiritual aspect. The Scots, and we already know that Martell is totally spiritually illiterate. So they're not understanding when God gives you an assignment, you have to follow through. And God allowed her to stay as long as He needed her to stay, just for her to learn everything that she needed to learn. Now that she has removed herself from this, watch things, doors going to really start opening. Doors is already open, but now that she's removing herself from the situation, she's gonna bloom. Yeah. About is gonna fail. Now, somebody in the comment section said, "Mom, a woman of strength says coleslaw has more control over Martell than we believe." Just saying. What's your intake on that? What do you think is lust? Because I don't think he even know what love is. He in something with her, right? I think it's lust. Yeah. Yeah. I believe his. Yeah. And hell, and she participated in his dirty dark secrets, because we already know she has something to do with that venge, that venge piece. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, he wanted both of them. See what a lot of people see. The plan was not, see, even though we see, he's attached to his succubus or whatever. That was not the plan. The plan was not for him to lose Melody as a sacrifice to keep Arion. That was not the plan. But what he did was he underestimated Mel, and he really thought he had Mel in the bag, because he knew how much Mel valued marriage. He knew Mel valued family. And sometimes when you're with a man who knows how much you value marriage, instead of him appreciating that, instead he abuses that privilege. And that's what he did, because in his mind, because I played some clips yesterday to just kind of give everybody a reminder. And one thing she kept stressing more than anything, everybody who's coming in, please hit the like button. I appreciate it. The main thing she kept stressing was, Martell, you would not protect me. You keep letting Arion disrespect me. You will not protect me. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. A bad seed. He got that demon. He got that demon semen. Cause little Chucky, baby, little Chucky gonna put it in their life. Yes, Annie. I hope I ain't butchering your name, child. But if I am, please forgive me. Anna or Ani says it's something Coleslaw wants. Perhaps it's to get on his reality TV show because he has said time after time that he still hasn't met the one he wants to marry, and he has stressed that multiple times that he will not marry. He will not give that confirmation that he will marry her. Ooh, exactly. Yes, yes. And you know what it is? And you know what it is? Oh, go ahead, mom. Go ahead. Finish your point. Mhm. 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 Mm. Well, you are under the curse of the succubus. So of course you're gonna be in and out, up and down. Because see, what people have to realize is marriage is very sacred. It's nothing to be played with. I know we see these celebrity couples, everybody booed up, and y'all having swing parties and sister wives and all this and that. This was not what God intended marriage to be. And that is why Martell is so confused, because he's not realizing once you slept up there and you slept with Arion, now you have become attached to her demons. Okay, so now you lost your covenant, because marriage is a covenant. It's a spiritual anointing. It's more than just we go down here and get these wedding pay, we get this license, we have this wedding. It's a spiritual anointing when a man and a woman makes vows before God and says, I do. That means that you are telling God that I honor and obey your word, your will, and your way. And anytime somebody steps outside the marriage and they break that covenant, now you make yourself vulnerable to the enemy. The enemy has full game to take control and maneuver how he wants to. And that's what Martell, because again, he's spiritually illiterate. See, Mel knew what time it was. That's why Mel got out the way. Because see, once Martell slept with Arion, a demon had got attached to that marriage. So in order for her not to fall prey under that curse that Martell is going through, she had to make the decision to leave. Yes. Now let me ask you this too. Now, a lot of people say they don't think Martell ever loved Mel. Okay. Hmm. Exactly. Mm. And you'll be surprised. That's why I say, ladies, don't get fooled by these married men, because behind every married man it's a successful ass woman that's making his ass look good. Because the ninja probably can't even read. The ninja probably couldn't even fill out the application. The ninja didn't know how to dress, honey. When she met him, he was dressing like he came from the Salvation Army shelter. She introduced him to suits and gator shoes, and then they get brand new and start acting like they had it. Yeah, Melody had to be the mama too.
She had to do all that.
Yes, I'm gonna read a couple of these comments in here too. Um, Alicia, let me see. I just saw it. I'm trying to go up because I missed some of them comment and I'm trying to catch. Okay. Alicia says Melody wanted her family to work. That is why she put up with a lot. And I'm glad you said that, Alicia, because this is my thing. Why do you think married women face such harsh ridicule every time these men mess up as if it's the wife's fault? Why do you think people go in so strongly on the wives who are just honoring the words of God?
Yeah, that's true.
So what's your intake on that? Why do you think so many people are going in so hard on the wives versus the side chick? Like what why they give the wives so much heat for staying?
You didn't have to have been married to understand marriage, and every marriage is different, even though it's the same, you got the same components in it most of the time, but it's still different. And marriage is very sacred, it's deep, it's deeper than people think it has ties to it. It has
It's
spiritual ties
it's
to it.
spiritual ties, yeah.
And
Hmm.
that's why, when you get out, a lot of times, if you've been married for a while, when you're married, you can almost sense when your partner is something is wrong with your partner, and whether they're with you or not. Even when they're laying down with somebody else, you can almost damn sense it because it's spiritual. You're
It's
spiritually tied
spiritual
together.
tide, yeah. It's very spiritual, and see a lot of, and
Yes,
I
it
think that's the
is.
part that a lot of people are blind to. It's more than,
You have to be, and most
yeah.
times to understand that you have to be married for a while to understand that. I believe it's spiritually because it's spiritually tied together. You
Hmm.
become, what's it, it's commitment unto God, and that's why I think, man and women get such a bad rap like you stupid, young man out there messing around and all this and that. But marriage is just a whole lot. It's not just like having a relationship like you go together, like you girlfriend, boyfriend. It's not like that. It's
Hmm.
a little deeper than that. Because, for example, like I always say, if right now, if you're a married woman, a married man right now, and your mate, God forbid something drastic happens to your mate, and they go to the hospital around for life support, don't you know you're the only one, as long as you're still married, you're the only one that can make that decision. Not his mother, she can be there, not his siblings, they can be there, not the boss. No one can make that decision for you. That is just how deep marriage is.
It is. A lot of people don't think that deep into it.
They don't understand that. No one can make that choice. Children can't make that choice because is his wife, is he married? Yeah. Where's his wife? She's right there. She's the only one that can pull this stuff. She has to make the decision.
And it is very deep, or whatever. Because, like I said, I remember, when Steely had fell off the roof. And the first person that called was me. The hospital reached out and called me. They said, "Are you his wife? We need to speak with the wife. We need to find the wife." And a lot of people don't understand that literally that person's life is in your hands. When you make that covenant, it's more than we just picked out this beautiful ring. Oh, you gonna see how real it is when the grits really hit the fan and something happens with your significant other and you have to make a decision. Now, a woman of strength says, because they do not respect the covenant of marriage. Alicia says, because they see themselves in Melody because she was strong enough to leave and they mad they can't. And I believe this is true. You got women are envious of each other for various reasons. I think, and it's not always materialistically. A woman can hate you just because you're strong in areas in which she's not strong in. So even though Kimmy and Tisha is sitting there high and mighty and acting like their husbands are a prize, at the end of the day, they a part of them. And I know when they go through the moments when their husbands are being disrespectful and being nasty, because as I recall, I remember that time Maurice made Kimmy cry. Remember when he wanted Monster to come back or whatever, and how she just kind of cried about it or whatever. So just because y'all holding y'all fort down It does not mean y'all not no more miserable than Melody was. Y'all are just making the decision to hang in there, hold it down. And me, I don't have a problem with a woman holding it down. But don't sit up here and be smelling yourself and looking down on other women like, I don't know why she going through that. Only difference between me, your problem and mine is that your ass choosing to hide what the hell you going on. And my problem is out there compared to yours. But at the end of the day, the same thing they hate you for, they despise it. Every house got trouble in it. Exactly. But he had 1,000 chances now. He had a million chances. Yep. And then remember, he had this attitude of you supposed to let me cheat in peace. Now that's when it really he blew the straw out the Campbell's back when he was on that. You just need to accept that I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Exactly, exactly. And that's the thing. This exactly. And see, and she said something else that was interesting in one of the clips. When she was having the conversations with him about the marriage, she said the scary part about it is, she said, you was still coming home, keeping up the same routine. It wasn't like he was doing something so obvious out the ordinary to where she couldn't pinpoint it. Like for him, he was up here talking about I wasn't satisfied, I wasn't this, I wasn't that, coming up with all these reasons for his cheating. But like she was saying too, she said first of all, the reason why I couldn't pinpoint, because a lot of people like she had to know why she sat there and took all this and that. First of all, she didn't know right away, because what it was, Martell being a narcissistic ninja, he was, and you got a lot of married men who have done this, who have done what Martell has done. He still kept the same performance. In other words, he was still coming home, but he wasn't doing nothing right. And she like pinpointed, and that's what it was. And she said that's what's so scary about it, Martell, was because we was making love. I could see we wasn't having sex anymore. We was still going to dinner. We was still walking the parks. In other words, you kept everything the same. So I had no way of pinpoint. She said that's the dangerous part. Exactly. Yeah, and May May says Melody was working all day and coming home taking care of the kids, so he kept her mind off of what he was doing. So yeah, so I noticed he would pretty much leave Melody up to handle everything, and that's what gave him room to go out there and fornicate and do all of what he wanted to do, because see, Mel was so driven. So that was another thing. That was another reason she wasn't really able to like keep up with his shenanigans, you know. But yeah, she sensed it. Yeah. Oh, wives, they sense it now. A wife know what the hell going on now. Just because we ain't. Mhm. Mhm. Right. Not yeah. Nothing tangible. No hands on type. Uh-huh. And you'll find them kind of like Tisha. Tisha one, if she did find if Tisha did find Marceau smashing, she's still gonna be like, well, he didn't put it all the way in. He only put in the tip. That's all.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
goodness.
You know,
Hmm.
I ain't mad at her for staying with her marriage. I'm not mad at her for staying with her marriage. You know, some women can handle it, and some women can't.
I get
You
it.
know,
I get it.
I get both
And
ends of it.
and they'll have their rude awakening, and now, like I said, now that Melody is out the way, my thing is this: if y'all gonna continue the show, all right, now be careful, because some skeletons may come out the closet, because see, Melody is not going to be the center of attention. So y'all be careful being thirsty, going get keeping these shows and stuff.
Martell probably gonna do to them what he did to Melanie. Martell gonna start putting some chemistry
But
up in there.
mom, he already started that, remember?
He's already, yeah, he been to the start.
But he
But
gonna
after
act
this
up
show,
some more now. Yeah.
all of them will be brother. Yeah, that's what he gonna do. That's what he gonna do. Cause I definitely know he don't want to be able to girl, the new girl on the show. I'm sure he don't want to be able with her. She acting like she retarded.
They were
She got
just
some
picking.
problems handling up. But
Yeah.
but she found that out, and when she found that out, there's no end to telling how many women want to handle her. She
You
just
ain't
got everything
lying.
thrown to her. So since he won't end, she ended it herself. I
Yeah.
don't blame her. That's
Cause
why I love this show.
cause demons will keep it going. You got to be
Oh
the
yeah,
one
they
to
will.
end it.
Oh, they got
Demons got
all
all
day.
day.
Yeah, they got all day. And when Mel's husband introduced Martell to this other female, I mean, it just got all messed up.
It
Cause
really got
see, I'm like,
worse.
damn, he's more to this thing than what they. This thing got a tail, a long
And
tail.
see, people and people keep saying Melody, well, not those of us who've been following story, but you have a lot of these outsiders that are saying, like, how Melody's bitter, and then you got some of them that's Team Tissue and Team Scots or
Well,
whatever.
it's
But
not Melly bitter. Melly has every right to be bitter. Her
exactly,
crying, tired, mad. She has every right to be lucky she killed nobody. I mean, it could have went further than that. I mean,
exactly.
but she has every right to feel any way she feels. Even if she over it, she got every right to feel that too.
Because this is my thing. What people got to realize, when you've been married to someone, let's say if y'all did divorce, and you could find out 6 years later, oh, your husband slept with your sister. That's gonna blow your goddamn mind. I don't care if we've been divorced 15, 20 years
Oh
ago.
yeah.
It just keeps unraveling. And I think what it
Yeah,
was,
but
every time Melody was gaining peace, they would do something, or she would hear something that would uproot it again. Now, and I says they wanted to take over the show. Let them have it. I will
yeah.
not be watching, nor will I watch the
And she
reunion
left the
starting this
show and took
weekend.
family gatherings out of respect, trying to still respect the friendship. She knew they wasn't no good to her, but she was still trying to keep peace. She was still trying to respect them, give them the respect that they wasn't really giving her. And
Hmm.
that was just it. That was it.
With
That was just it.
that dry ass wedding.
And she probably had already made up her mind after that wedding. That's it.
Well,
Top
well,
10 list. That's it.
when she sat across from them and on the whole side, that spoke volumes. She had
Yeah.
finally reached, just like with Martell, she reached her
She
breaking
was done.
place with Martell. She reached
She
her
was done.
breaking place with that whole show. She could no
I
longer do
think
it.
she got her last little bit of anger out when her and that young lady had a talk about, how did you meet Montel or whatever her name is. How
Trisha,
did you meet Montel? Yeah, Trisha. I think she got her last little bit of anger out right there. Like, this man done been with everybody.
and you know what? This is the funny thing.
And
It caught.
Val just told her, she
And,
probably ain't nothing wrong with true friends in
and,
life.
and why? And how is Carlos? How's these people who done so happen have some kind of ties with Martell? How they so happen end up on the show?
Montel is behind the scene with Carlos doing dumb shit. And
Hmm.
Carlos will do anything to get ratings to spark something up, you know. And she smelled Carlos up probably for a long time.
She been
And
peepers. I'm sure. I believe that.
she
I
smelled
believe
him
that.
for a long time.
I
And she
believe that.
tried to weave her way around him, but it was basically for her to get confirmation. She needed so much confirmation, and she got it.
And she got
She got
plenty.
it.
She got plenty of it. Cause it's crazy, but people have a way of making you guess yourself. And I think
Yeah,
sometimes when you're in too deep, you can't come up for air. You really can't see what's going on. And I think for a minute, I think it's kind of like, like I know some of y'all in the chat room, and make sure y'all hit the like button, by the way. Thank y'all for coming in. I'm live with my mom, and we're just kind of giving our reaction on Mel's departure. But I kind of think this too. You know how well, other people probably never experienced, but I remember one time I did get jumped in high school. And I remember when I got jumped by, like, it was like three girls or whatever, nothing crazy, but still. And I remembered when three of them came at me, I really couldn't find my way because there was too many. It was all they was all on me at one time. So it took me a minute to process what was going on. Like, is this really happening? You have an out of body experience, and I think with Melody, because they all of them was on her at one time. Everybody hitting her, hit there, boom, hit there, boom, hit there. When you getting all these goddamn punches coming out the blue from any and every way, it's like, what the hell? I think she was lost. She was standing strong, but she was kind of lost. And as she started distancing herself and seeing how they was all teaming up on her, she slowly but surely, she realized, you know what? It's time to exit. It's time to exit. It's time for me to make that move. So I see here another comment. See, if they keep the negative going about Mel, the people will watch it. Mel says she wrote in her letter where they can't say her name or use her likeness. Well, okay, well, see, that's boss moves there. So they're not going to really be able, and come to think of it, I forgot Melody still has, I forgot. He's going to go out with a bang. He's going to go out with a bang. That's what I see. That's what I say. That's what I say. Like, they couldn't use coleslaw name the whole show. Nobody never said her name, right? So it's gonna be the same way. They can throw all the code words, but Mel got it on lock where they're not going to be able to use her name. So Alicia also says the show has not been officially renewed. So I believe they are waiting for the ratings from the reunion, and I'm not helping. Well, I haven't helped with the ratings in damn near 4 or 5 years. So I ain't never helped. I've been watching clips from YouTube and stuff. Right. And I says exactly. They were all Martell's friends. The deck was stacked against her from the beginning, but it's okay because God got Melody. Amen. Y'all are absolutely right. And of course, they can't stand her fans. They can't stand us, honey. They can't stand that this woman has so much love. Stormy love. Yeah, like a storm disappears. Stormy disappeared out of there. Like, oh hell no, y'all ain't getting me mixed up in this foolishness. Yes. And the dry ass storylines, people just, I'm like, really, Carlos, that's the best you can do? How many times you gonna hear about Destiny product that's not a product? It's like he's letting them get away with sharing mediocre information. But when it comes to Melody, Melody is the only one that has to, like, be genuine and put all of her business out there, while everybody else get to hide their cards. Melody couldn't hide her cards. Melody had to put her cards all the way out on the table, and she's doing smart. Yeah. That's how I feel. He gonna unhinge all the way because the show was his access to her. It was. And they was trying to get him in every scene. Every time I turn around, Martell just kept popping up like a bad rash, like an STD. with that tight ass Quaker Oaks suit. Listen, I don't even want to see my ex-boyfriend from fifth grade that didn't show up to the prom. So I sure don't want to see no ex-husband. He gonna take it out on them. So, I agree. And May has a question. Her question is, why do you think he asked Mel to be her manager? Because his money is drying up. Um, yeah. Nah, I'll tell her. I'll call her back. May, when you say manager, who are you referencing to? I know her question is, why do you think he asked Mel to be her manager? Because his money is drying up. Yeah, that okay. Yeah, May, just let us know in the question again, who you're referring to or whatever. Because we haven't hardly been we've been watching seasons here and there, so I'm not really sure. So if you could reiterate that in the comment, I would appreciate. Carlos, okay, I figured it was Carlos. Yeah. So the question is, why do we think Carlos asked Mel to be her manager? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And Alicia say control and money. And yep, that's what it boils down to. What's up, Pam? Thanks for coming in. Make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all enter. I would appreciate it. But yeah, definitely that. Carlos has always looked to capitalize. And like I said, y'all got to be careful with these queens who act like they all for us but want to be like us. I don't I heard allegedly they're going to ban Funky Dineva because Funky Dineva been getting real nasty lately, with a lot, been saying a lot of reckless stuff about women on his channel and stuff. So y'all got to be careful with these queens, honey, who got a undercover hate for women, because Carlos, really, I don't think Carlos mean nobody no good on the show. Even the ones who we think he's supporting, I just think Melody. Yeah. Yeah, me either. I, yeah, yeah. Yep. Well, now, like I said, we're in 2000. Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm sure he is, because he's used to having Melody there to agitate. He's not going to be on his best behavior. It's not going to happen. And then he's not going to be able to bring Arion on there, as far as we know. So he gonna have to turn up on somebody. He already been turning up on Marceau and Tisha, because he's double mad with Tisha, because he wanted Tisha to slap Marceau, and he hates the fact that Marceau and Tisha is not giving him the privilege, to separate them. So when Martell get in hate mode, he goes for the gusto. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Grown men and grown women. This. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that. But he looked bad. Because him and Arion always at Applebee's. He can't go get he can't get no he can't go get that Ruth Chris like he had with Melody. Ain't no shrimp and lobster and steak.
I saw him at the Jacksonville Zoo, man. Yeah, they be at Jacksonville Zoo too. Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah, yeah. Real people Airbnbs like they got a house and they don't.
Oh gosh, Lord, I tell you, it has been a recipe for disaster. But y'all, and I'm gonna continue talking to you, Mom, after I come off of here. But y'all, ladies, I definitely appreciate y'all for hanging out in the chat. Like I said, this is my first live. If y'all had liked how me and my mom vibe, definitely let me know. Press a one, and I'll be glad to bring her back sometimes. Because I think it's imperative that we also get that old school wisdom and our old school knowledge. So I'm gonna put it in the poll as well. If anybody would like for me to bring my mom back sometimes, I will be glad to do so.
She know
So
how to go with the internet. She know how to.
yep, exactly. So y'all, again, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the support. Please make sure y'all hit that like button before y'all exit. And again, big ups to Melody Cherie Rogers. We are proud of you, girl, and we see nothing but blessings beyond measure coming your way. As far as the rest of the show, they can kick rocks for open toe shoes. I really don't care about the rest of the cast no more.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'd rather eat crumbs with bums than steaks with snakes.
With snakes.
And
Okay.
y'all put that in y'all pipe and smoke it. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Love y'all. And again, I appreciate the support. And yeah, every once in a while, I'll bring Mom Dukes by to drop off some of her good soul food knowledge and all of that. But yeah, I will work on that woman of strength. Being that you said that, I will definitely take that into consideration and make sure that I have her audio, because see, I have her speaking through the speaker, so this was trial and error. So thank you for letting me know that, so I know to make sure I work on her sound when we go live again. So I appreciate it, because I would not have known if you didn't let me know that. So yes, I will work on that, a woman of strength. So anybody who's here, please subscribe, so the next time I go live, y'all can join me and Mom Dukes as we chop it up and have a good old time. So y'all be blessed. Have a good weekend. And like I always say, y'all, stay blessed, stay anointed. I'm too anointed to be disappointed.
Disappointed.
So y'all take care, y'all. Love y'all much. Bye.